Yes, two of the best players we've ever seen in our game of snooker, of course. And obviously Jimmy needing the victory more than Neil. Jimmy seems to be limping a little bit. I don't know what he's done.
Well, a couple of months ago he had an operation on his foot, and maybe it's still giving him a little bit of jip. We saw there that we've seen this quite a bit. The break-off shot. It's different because it's just the 6 reds, and saw yesterday players catching the blue, and Robertson did it again there, but he wasn't punished for it.
Yeah, Mount Selby played a different break-off shot, just the plain ball break-off shot. Should be a good match between these two, though. Like I say, looking at the group, it's Jimmy that actually could do with the win more than Neil. He should still come through. Yes, it was difficult to play the normal shot back to vault there, just having to put the cue ball to the top cushion. I think Neil might just clip off one of these. Well, there's a little tempter to either the green pocket or the right centre, but I think he might be looking for a good safety. He'll give this man utmost respect. He knows he can still play.
Yes, and I'm sure Neil well remembers when he won the Masters qualifier about 10 years ago, early in his career, got to Wembley Conference Centre, drew Jimmy White. Well, you can imagine what that was like. The London crowd obviously all for Jimmy. And Neil had never really seen anything like that before, and kind of frozen the headlights, but things have changed, of course. He now puts the fear of God into a lot of other players. World champion, Masters champion, world #1 in the last few years.
No, is Jimmy attempting the plant here or just the safety? Well, he went for the plant. That was really dangerous. That could be very costly indeed.
Well, he had to get it, didn't he? He knew he'd be very fortunate not to leave something on if he didn't. Good news is Robertson has turned up on time. Of course, in Germany, Paul Classic last week, he didn't for his what turned out to be his only match. He got Dr. Frame, lost 4-0.
He's had a few close encounters before that, but that was the first time he actually had a frame docked. No, that was a great shot. He had to power that in to get the angle. That was a super shot. England versus Australia, eh?
Yes, a classic lineup, and of course in cricket this year there's only one winner, and it wasn't Australia.
We do keep reminding Neil of the fact, don't we, when we see him. I wonder why we don't get a reply.
Well, he beat his good friend yesterday, Joe Perry, practice partner in Cambridge 5-1, and then a closer match against Darren Morgan, came through 5-4. And as I say, there's only 2 players in the 6-man group who won't qualify for the knockout phase, so we're surely going to see him later in the week.
Well, that attempted plant from Jimmy might prove to be his last shot in this opening frame.
25.
There was a lot of distance between the 2 reds. I suppose he felt there wasn't a lot of alternative. But we know how dangerous this man is once he's amongst the pink and black spot. red knows the pink will pot from the left-hand side anyway. Well, we'll just see how he plays this. Well, he'll just float the black in or try and play the cannon, but if he's playing the cannon, he's got to hit it, otherwise he'll be snookered. He's gone for the cannon, I think. That's a great shot. He's been a little bit unlucky because I don't think he can get to the potting angle. There's just a little bit of a gap between the red and the pink there rather than touching. Now, can he kick this in with side? He's already done enough actually, because Jimmy needs 2 snookers. Well, that definitely seals this opening frame. So that attempted plant then from Jimmy has cost him this opening frame. And it's obvious that Neil's in good form. He's cueing well.
Yeah, well, Jimmy White rolled the dice, didn't he? It was quite cagey up until then, but went for it. If it had gone in, these would have been his, but it didn't. And he went back to his seat, I'm sure, expecting this to happen. This clearance from Neil Robertson. Good to see so many of the top players supporting this event. They play a lot of snooker all through the year, but Thailand's always been a popular place to come, and it's something a little bit different. It don't have the pressure of the ranking tournaments with all the points, but it is still snooker. It's the same rules. The only change is literally there's fewer reds.
This could be an exhibition shot here, sending the cue ball around the table. We know he's got plenty of cue power. Well, it'll be a good black from there.
Well, it's a good break. 66 from Neil Robertson. Jimmy White, as I say, rolled the dice, took on that risky plan, and when he missed, he knew Neil Robertson had every chance to clear it, which is what he did. So it's advantage Australia here in Bangkok. Neil Robertson leads Jimmy White by 1 frame to 0. It's the point.
Jimmy playing the conventional break-off shot there, with a lot of side on the cue ball. There's a possible shot to nothing here. Just looking at a red that's in the middle of the bunch there. Yes, the one that's just behind, well, this side of the 2 near the pink. I think he's playing a safety off the other one now. Straight away within 2 shots, just look where the reds are. Open once more. Well, there's a few applause, but he has left a pot on here. Well played. Might have to play the yellow. Looking to make amends for that opening frame. Always a favourite here in Thailand. Jimmy White been coming to Thailand for, oh, well, I should think late 70s, early 80s, I would think. Something like that.
Yes, I was just thinking about, you mentioned the slight limp he's got. I was thinking about his great friend Alex Higgins, who won the Irish Masters, didn't he? One year, virtually hopping around the table. Beat Stephen Hendry in the final.
I'm not sure whether that was forced upon Alex. I think it might have been self-inflicted. I'm not sure. Yeah, he was in Deauville as well, wasn't he? We had a tournament over there. I think it was the European Open. He was hopping around there.
12.
Great player he was. He was a genius, wasn't he? Alex Higgins. He can do anything with a cue ball.
Well, the whirlwind has been slightly calmed by that injury, as I mentioned. He had an operation, but he's in here. Neil Robertson knows that this frame is out of his hands for now.
That's unlucky. He took a slight risk there to try and open things up to win the frame, and now he's in trouble because he's snookered himself. Any contact but that one, and it would have been okay. Just caught the pink too full.
It's funny, we were talking yesterday how often that last red is wedged to the pink. He was trying to free it there, but as you say, unfortunate.
Foul and miss.
Oh, he's missed that by a fraction. Well, the miss has been called, but yeah, he's just thinking about the previous shot when he played the cannon. I think it's going back. There's a little tempter for Neil to the middle, but he wants an easier shot than that. The thing is, if Jimmy doesn't contact this red correctly, he'll either leave that one on or one of the others. So, as we've mentioned, he's in a little bit of trouble here. It's just letting the referee know that there were whereabouts he could hit the cushion. Well, the players are always good in these situations. They're never looking to gain an advantage, really. They're trying to help the referees out. And, of course, in the major events, we have the technology of the still frame. Well, that's not too bad. But the red is still on down the cushion for Neil. And these were always tricky. Well, from that camera angle, it's slightly easier. He's overdone it, I think. Ooh, pocket grabbed it. Just for 1 minute, I thought it was a little bit wide.
One.
The pace on the blue. Cannon. Depends whether you'll get another chance. I think the pink might just... There's always a chance of that. So I think Jimmy will get another chance then.
6.
Well, this is a great shot. Using the balls there in the middle of the table to lay the snooker. Excellent shot there from Neil. I just wonder whether Jimmy can see an edge of one of these, though. Let's have a look at Hawkeye's view. Possibly. Well, he could, but it was too thin.
Foul and miss. Neil Robertson 4.
I think that will go back. Yeah, Neil was just checking the angle off that red there. If he took it on, whether he was going to cannon into the other one, but he didn't fancy it from that side cushion. And this is a case here, I think, that if he misses it the second time, he won't be warm, but he can't, because Jimmy can't see all of the red. He can only see an edge of it, so he can play this as many times as he wants, really. Keeping the referee busy in the last few minutes.
Yeah, and as you say, now how honest he said, no, I could, the way you put the white back, I could see the red, so you're going to move it to make it more difficult for me. Don't see that in many sports.
Well, pretty good, but he has left a pot on. Yeah, there's one or two sports we can mention, but we won't. I think we know what they are. That was a good chance. But again, he's played with safety and he's got the snooker.
Foul and miss. Neil
Well,
Robertson 6.
it's just all gone wrong, hasn't it, for Jimmy? And this is looking like a free ball.
And Neil's got the yellow on as well.
Free ball.
It's amazing, isn't it? You know, this frame, if he'd have got a good cannon to that red below the pink, he would have won the frame, I'm sure. They'd be into the third by now. It's all gone wrong since then.
Well, didn't expect that. He's had another result. I think Jim's getting a bit fed up with this. He's snookered again. Yeah, no wonder Neil's smiling as well. It wasn't a great positional shot actually from the yellow on a colour. So Jimmy has to get these safe once more.
Foul and a miss. Neil
Don't
Robertson
go too
4.
far away.
Yeah, he's been fortunate, Robertson, and it shows you anything's missable. You know, Neil Robertson, great player. He's missed the yellow off the spot there, completely unexpected. You know I've got a bad leg, don't you, he says.
Well, he's hit the red, but he's left it on. Saw a few strange frames yesterday with kisses and bumps and snookers and flukes. It doesn't look like he fancies the one down the cushion then, so well, just look where the balls are. I mean, they're perfect to lay another snooker. All lined up down the middle of the table. Couldn't get them in better position. Well, it's looking like another side cushion here for Jimmy White. Two cushion escape. Good hit, but he's caught the blue. That's unlucky.
Well, like I say, nothing's gone for him since he attempted that cannon, and kind of rather rueful look on his face.
One.
Neil's got enough angle on this pink to stun down for this final red. Still a little bit of work to be done here to win this frame. Played that well.
7.
Well, I'll just pop this one in. He's bound to be on a colour down the other end of the table. Well, he's on the blue, but he'll need to play this with a little bit of check side to hold for the yellow. And he has done. That's a great shot. He just needs the yellow and the green here to make it 2-0.
13.
Well, he won't miss this,
15.
and it looks like might be an uphill battle for Jimmy White, especially if he loses the next frame as well. I mean, it goes 3-0. Neil Robertson here looking a little bit solid. He's had, yes, a couple of pieces of luck And Jimmy was unlucky with that attempted cannon to get the pink and red out, but this frame is gone as well.
Yeah, Jimmy White's played really
22.
positively so far, but he's not got anything out of the match as of yet.
$27.
So Neil Robertson takes advantage, and he takes the second frame, and he leads 2-0 in this race to 5. Jimmy White really needs to get involved in the next frame, because he trails here in Bangkok 2-0. Just underway here in frame 3 in this group match at the World Six Reds. It's 2-0 to Neil Robertson against Jimmy White. First to 5 wins.
Well, I think that was definitely an attempted pot, but he was miles away, and he's left everything on for Neil again. He was trying to drop that in for the black. He's blocked the path of the blue to the left centre, but he's just checking the pink here. He could go down for one of the bulk colours. Doesn't want to play on the black here because it will go behind its own spot.
Well, it's not been his day as of yet.
One.
Could have done with a touch more on the cue ball, but again in and out of ball with the white. That red near the centre pocket is waiting. This time he has avoided the bulk colours.
6.
Pink goes into the right corner here. Might just hold for that. Could do with just leaving himself an angle on this pink if he plays on it, just to nudge those 2 reds open. Just leave the white a little bit high.
7.
Well, I think he's decided on the blue. Very consistent player, this guy, David, isn't he? That's why he's world #1.
Yeah, it's so tough in all areas.
13.
When he first turned pro, like most players, he was a little bit raw. He's ironed out that rawness over the years, and just got a great temperament for the big matches.
Yeah, it's been a professional 15 years now.
19.
Amazing how the time flies.
19.
He's played some great snooker as well in that time. Plenty of titles in him in the coming years.
26. 27.
Oh, great shot. He's just nudged that red open. It could be 3-0, and Jimmy White could be in trouble. Especially now, because this is frame ball.
34. 35.
Well, maybe he should have stolen his alarm clock or something. Try and get him here late. But on the table, the timing has been excellent from Robertson.
40. 42. 42. 45.
Well, again, once the chance was offered up, a quick fire finish to this third frame.
49.
Well, leaving himself the easy blue.
Don't be surprised if he knocks this in as well. I think he's going for the middle, is he?
He's playing well, and he's 3-0 up.
Neil Robertson
Has a
at the
very
frame.
quick kill in that frame. And the Aussie just 2 frames away now from completing victory. So it's a little one-sided at the moment, this match. Neil Robertson leads Jimmy White 3-0.
This one. Well, there again, you see, caught the blue. You've got to put a lot more side on that cue board if you're playing the conventional break. In fact, he's been a little bit fortunate there. I think he's got away with that one.
Let's call that a little thick. Remember, though, this is a round-robin match. It's not knockout till later in the week. So even if Jimmy White loses the match, he still has every chance of qualifying. He played one, won one, lost one coming in today. But as I said, he was a little thick on the safety. He did leave a pot on.
1.
He had the perfect angle as well on the yellow to get close to these reds. Well, we saw what he did in the last frame.
3.
Could this be a repeat?
4.
Whatever happens, he'll be up again later on against Deshawat Poomjang in the last session. Poomjang so far has won all 3 of his matches in this group,
Well.
so he's going along really well.
Yes, he beat Joe Perry 5-4 in his last match. I think that's 2 losses for Joe as well now, so he's struggling to come through the group. Great pop. And there you go, that
20.
normal red behind the pink, it's still there. It's got a slight angle to get over for this one on the top cushion. Don't know whether you might just run through and try and nudge it. Well, he's left that too straight. There's no way he can get out for the black here unless he
27.
rattles the white in the jaws. But Jimmy's thinking he might pop this in and snooker him behind the black. Oh, he's got a slide angle.
28.
He's done well to get there, but again, it's one of those. You've got to make sure you get the contact here, otherwise you'll be snookered. And he only needs the red. 35 with this black, 35 on. Great shot, well played, caught it so well. Well, it's going to be 4-0, I'm afraid,
35.
and Jimmy White is right up against it now. The second frame was a big
36.
frame. If he wins that one, it could have been different, but Neil's just pushed on here.
Yes, he played that little cannon with such confidence, and well, he's confident, isn't he? No
42.
reason not to be the way he's playing. So 4-0 coming
44.
up, and needless to say, a long, long way back.
47. 51. 56.
So Jimmy White, at the moment, I'm sure hoping it's not going to be a whitewash. Neil Robertson, I think, will have other ideas in the next frame. It's another quick kill here. Clearance then from Neil Robertson, and he's one frame away from victory. A good 69 break there to open a 4-0 lead. Victory. And look where he's got the cue ball on the cushion, so the pressure's really on here. Good pot though. Could have finished nicer while he's thrown the cue on the floor. That's what he thought of that.
He's not had the best of run in this match, has he?
Just get on a colour, he's thinking. Well, Robertson can see the funny side, but if he gets on a colour there, you know, the red's a split. Could have been a break from the wind.
He's got a shot on the black, but it's not easy, of course, and if he misses this, it could be match over. Well played. Great shot. Had to get it, of course. Now, can he put his first frame on the board?
Nine. 15.
'It's not an ideal position on this red. He's going to have to make a good pot here to continue. But he also knows that if he misses, it could be his last shot in this match. White's close. Oh, well played. He managed to avoid the corner pocket, but again he's slightly out of position, so there's a little bit of pressure on this black. It's been hard work for him in this match. As we go back to that second frame when he snookered himself playing that cannon, it's all gone away a little bit. He's missed that. He's played full-blooded for the position on the red, and it could be all over.
Yes, I think it was a point in the match where everything had to be really straightforward, because he's a little demoralised, I think.
Yeah, that was a good pot as well from Neil there. He was tucked under that side cushion, but he's given himself the chance to win the match. And if he beats Jimmy 5-0, he'll be well happy with that.
7.
This could have been a little bit of a banana skin for him in the group. Oh, the way this guy's queuing, this could be the guy to beat this week. We've got Judd Trump coming up later. It'll be interesting to see how he's playing.
Well, that was a definite chance for Jimmy White, but it went wrong pretty early on. Jimmy White, a player, a whole generation, Neil Robertson included, grew up dreaming of playing, but unfortunately the match table is no place for sentiment.
15.
Could have done with a little bit more on the cue ball here. Just left himself a little bit of an awkward yellow. And I believe dropped this in dead weight or twice across. There's your answer.
22.
Great shot. Played that well. Needs the green, brown and the blue for a 5-0 victory. Well played. Well, he won't miss from here.
25.
This has been a pretty polished performance here from the Aussie. If Jimmy had taken that second frame, could have been different.
34.
He's queuing well, David.
He is, absolutely. He's going to be certainly one of the 2 or 3 favourites for the title. Looking very sharp indeed.
Neil 40.
And he's the winner by 5 frames to 0. And as we've been saying, that second frame, from Jimmy White's point of view, was where it started to go wrong. He was a little unlucky in that frame, but after Robertson won it, the Australian pulled away and cued superbly, I thought, throughout that match. So he's played 3-1-3 in this group, Neil Robertson. We'll certainly be seeing him in the knockout phase later in the week. He's won this match, pretty quick match it was as well, by 5 frames to 0.